Welcome to episode 4.
4.
Is it 4?
I was going to say 3, but that's only, we have done 3, but then
2 have come out. Yeah. Welcome to episode 4 of the It's Your Revival podcast with me, your host, Martin Waterhouse.
And me, also your host, Sally Baker.
So how's your week been, mate?
It's been good.
What you done?
Well, the main thing that I've done is I went to Bristol on Saturday.
Nice.
For my level 3 PT programming face-to-face workshop.
Oh, yeah.
Which, as I said to you the other day, I had to remind you that I'd been. But now our training sessions are becoming even more dull because we can't. I couldn't tell you about it.
We're not allowed to speak
in
our sessions anymore because it's content for this.
So.
How'd it go?
Well, it was a really good day. Really enjoyed it. But I got there, and there was literally me and one other person
In the course, just 2 people.
Yeah.
That's good though. It's better.
Oh, it was really good. Although I was slightly concerned when I first got there, because the other person, so there's me, and the other person was a 25-year-old soldier. So I was like, great, this is going to go well.
Nice.
And the first thing that we had to do was some fitness tests. So again,
next to a soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Was he good though? Was he a good soldier? Would you put our country's life in his hands?
Maggie.
He's all right. She's all right.
He was all right. I mean, how do I know how
Would
good
you
he was?
put our country's life in
Probably
that
not.
man's? Do you know what I mean? Come on, military, sort it out, mate. Do you know what I mean? Let's get some better people. So the Russians could attack us any time. Jeez.
So the first thing that we had to do a VO2 max test.
Nice.
So we could choose between the Rockport Walk. Remember the Rockport Walk from your training days?
The Rockport Walk. Rockport's a shoe.
It is actually, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Old school.
Old school shoe.
Well, the Rockport Walk is a 1 mile timed walk.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could do a 1 mile jog, which is called the Brigham Young test.
On the treadmill?
On the treadmill.
Yeah, yeah.
You could do it on a running track or something outside, but it's got to be flat, that's the main thing.
Okay.
Or you could do a full out run fast as you can. So both of us opted to do the jog.
We did the second one. What's the second one called again?
The Brigham Young, that's the jog.
We did that one.
Yeah.
If I remember rightly. We didn't do the Rockport one. I don't remember that. Yeah.
No, but it's really, if you've got a sedentary client, for example, that's a good sort of baseline starting one. Yeah, you wouldn't give them the jog test. So we did that, so that was all fine. We both achieved superior on that one, so very good.
Superior?
But the next thing we had to do was the press-up test.
Okay, how'd you get on with
that? So I'm obviously thinking...
Just how many you can do?
Holy shit. Yeah, how many can you do? Now, these are full military press, okay?
Just how many you can do, or how many you can do in a certain time?
No, so it's not timed, it's just how many can you do with good form to failure.
So 4 then.
Well, this is my question to you, because I'm not saying that my result was either good or bad.
Yeah. Okay.
But we don't do press-ups, do we? Because we would do something else. Well, I mean, in our training sessions.
No, yeah, go on.
We don't typically do them. So, how many do you think that I could do to failure? Full arms tucked in.
How much do you weigh?
Chest to floor. I weigh 54 kilos.
I reckon 50. 8.
Is that all you think I could do?
I'm trying to think, when you do chest, if you do a chest press,
yeah,
you ain't doing 25 kilos each hand. So that's quite a lot of weight. Yeah, but hang on, I suppose it's dumbed down in a press up, so 15. Okay.
Well, he did 40, he went first, he did 41. So. Do you
want to know how much I can do?
No, well, maybe you can show us.
I'm better than the military man, put it that way.
Yeah. Well, I did think, but he did keep, I thought, bloody hell, this is going to be really embarrassing, because I had no idea how many I would be able to do. So I thought, I hope I'm not going to embarrass myself. Anyway, full military press, chest to floor, arms tucked in to failure, 25.
Oh, that's pretty good, man. That's good.
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
I was very happy with that.
That's really good.
So, yeah. Good. Well, good to know that I was better than you thought I'd be.
I can do 64. In one go.
Oh, I know that as well. Did it?
You know, I know that.
Hi.
Because every time I go in my hot tub, just to make myself look good in front of my wife, I do them before I go in. It's a sad life I live, mate. Do you know what I mean? Just always trying to impress. So I go, how many? It gives me an excuse to do press-ups, actually. So I do them, and I think I'm about 64 in one go before I start to flap. If somebody's watching me, though, always do that. You know, if you do a press-up challenge, right? Either do it in front of loads of people or try and imagine there's loads of people, because you'll always do more when people are watching. Promise you now.
Well, I mean,
Always
by
works.
the end, my whole body was shaking.
I bet you if you were on your own in here doing it, you'd do 15 and then bail. But in front of other people, you'll do more.
That was like when I did that plank challenge on holiday.
You just got to go. You got to carry on.
What was your weekend like?
Busy, man. I can't go into too much detail because it's secret, but
Secret again?
can I've told you anyway, because you won't say anything, but I can't put it out there because it might not happen. But I did a really good business deal last week, so if that all goes off nicely, it's fucking massive. So that was my week of trying to sort that out and prepare for that. That was good. And then I just worked again. I always worked, and mine's boring, really. I just work. And then the times that I had off, what did I do? I can't even remember what I did. But I basically just worked the majority of it. And then basically once I had that meeting to sign off what we were signing off, I just basically overthought for the next 4 days after that. Did I do that right? Turns out it went quite well, so it's fine. So that was my week, really. Like, that was probably one of the most important weeks of my life, I would say. If it goes well, I shall reveal the business thing that's happened, but I'm trying not to get ahead of myself. It's really exciting.
It's time for we still haven't got a jingle.
The muscle mailing. Doom.
Indeed. Now, we've had loads of questions this week. I don't think the intention was ever to do more than a couple, but because they're all really valid questions, we are going to do them all, aren't we? So
Yes.
we've got 1, 2, 3, 5 questions.
100%.
Question number 1.
Yes.
Marketing products are starting to brainwash me
Okay.
when I see them at every turn.
Yes.
I would love to hear Martin's unbiased opinion on things like
Oh, it's aimed at me. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Okay.
Pure Greens,
Pure
Uncle
Greens.
Jack's Liquid Egg,
Uncle Jack's
and
liquid
the
eggs.
Zoe blood monitoring thing.
Ooh.
Go.
Right, so marketing products are starting to brainwash me. So first things first, stop watching them is my first thing. Because there's stuff is everywhere now. Every person any fitness influencer, the key word there is influencer, will tell you something or try and market you something, or just for content will tell you to do this instead of this. And that can range from certain products. Most of the time these pricks are fucking advertising said product and they get a code at the end of it or something like that. There's always something in it for them. Or it's like, oh, why are you doing this exercise when you can do this exercise? And ultimately it's the same exercise. So my advice, if things are brainwashing you, make your own decisions, stop watching them. But to answer your specific questions, Huel Green, my opinion of it is it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's vitamins, minerals and whole foods ground up, like mushrooms and all that kind of stuff, all ground up to get your vitamins in. But there's cheaper options, definitely. Huel's known to be quite expensive. There's definitely cheaper options. And you could just eat fruit, vegetables and whole foods if you want to. Do you know what I mean? Just go and buy those foods.
It just feels like the whole thing's just exploded recently, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah.
everyone is saying, buy my product because
Yeah, it's too much, man.
it's going to help you in the gym.
And there's too many influencers that have got too many codes for too many things. If you go on a website now and can't find a code for a discount, then something's not right. Do you know what I mean? So,
but even like brands, for example, we saw an ad on the TV the other night for this Graze product. They're sort of like a crisp, aren't they? Some sort of like
Graze crisp.
packet snack.
Yeah, okay.
And at the end of their ad, it says contains protein, which aids towards muscle mass, etc.
Yeah.
And we were like, how much protein is in this? And Ben looked it up, and it was like 2 grams.
That's terrible.
But they're using it in their TV advertising. That's what I mean by the
Everything's
whole
got
thing just
protein,
feels like
yeah.
it's exploded.
It's kind of the reason why we've got a new segment here today.
Yeah.
But we'll
So
go
how
through that
do
in a
you, I
second.
guess how do you know which ones are the ones to have? And that's just purely by looking at the protein content, isn't it? Just don't take the word of something saying it's got protein. Check how much protein's in it.
Yeah, always go for how much protein you're getting for your buck, basically. So if something's cost so much money, how much protein is it per portion? I always say the best rule of thumb is go for something with a minimum of 20 grams of protein. And then if it's lower in everything else, your carbs, your fats and things like that, then it's leaner in terms of less calories. But if it's got 20 plus grams, it's normally pretty good. That's a decent level of protein. Now there's things that have got more calories in because they'll have more carbs and fats in per 20 grams of protein. But ultimately, if it's 20 grams in the serving that you're having, it's normally pretty decent. Anything less than that, don't waste your time. It's like protein bars. Some protein bars have got 15 grams of protein. Why have that when you can just have a grenade which has got 20 grams in? If you're going to have a protein bar, you might as well. They're about the same price. You might as well go for the thing that's got the highest amount of protein in. You know. So Huel Greens, nothing wrong with it. But it is just what it is. But if you want to buy stuff like that and you can afford Huel and it's your kind of thing and you think it tastes nice, then crack on. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it. Put it that way. Uncle Jack's liquid eggs. It's just fucking eggs. Do you know what I mean? So eggs. You can either just buy eggs or buy the liquid eggs. Liquid eggs, normally egg whites, right? So you either egg white is just pure protein. But so many people avoid the whole egg. The whole egg is the best part. It's the most nutritional part of the egg. It's where most of the protein is as well. It's the best bit of the egg. So have it all. But I get it. People like to save on calories and try and get the most out of the protein. I get it. So you can either just have eggs and spend your time separating the egg yolk, or you can just buy a box or a bottle of egg yolks. Egg whites, sorry. There's no difference. So again, I don't really have an opinion on that because it's eggs. Do you know what I mean? It's not like there's anything else added in it. It's not going to be bad for you. It's just egg whites. So, job done.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
What about Zoe blood monitoring? Like, I think that's the thing you can get that you put on your arm, is it?
Yeah. So this one's interesting because it's a load of fucking shit, mate. Do you know what I mean? So that is designed to see your blood sugar spikes throughout the day, especially when you eat certain foods and things like that. Why the fuck would you want to do that? Why would you want, unless you're diabetic, why on earth would you give a shit what your blood sugar does after a meal? What benefit is it giving you? Right? Now, there's people out there, morons, I call them, right, that will tell you when you look at these posts on Instagram that your blood sugar spikes can cause weight gain. It's a load of crap. It's not true. Because the only way you can gain weight is if you're in a surplus calorie for the day, right? If you're eating more calories than you burn. Doesn't matter when your blood sugar goes up or comes down. Doesn't matter. It's how many calories you have consumed in that day compared to your maintenance calories, right? If you're higher than you need to be, you'll gain weight, right? So blood sugar means fuck all to anybody other than if you're diabetic, because then you need to start regulating your blood sugar properly, right? Depending on which type you are. So I understand that, but why people, and this is a big thing at the minute, why people are putting these on their arm to just see how, and they're not cheap, I don't think. I'm sure it's quite an expensive thing to do.
So.
Just to get a reading on your blood sugar when they're completely healthy. I don't understand it. But again, it's just marketing. It's some prick who's gone, mate, you want to look at your blood sugar throughout the day because it's going to gain, this is what's going to help you lose weight. What's going to help you lose fucking weight? Stop eating a load of shit in the day and over-consuming your calories. That's what's going to help you lose weight. Not putting a circle little, what looks like what they wear for when they're trying to get over a cigarette.
So question number 2.
Yes.
So this person says that they are suffering with an ankle and foot injury while they've been diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
Mm-hmm.
And after waiting for a referral, they've been then told to buy some Amazon insoles and do some heel raises.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Can a PT or an app support me better without having to attend awkward appointment times with someone who seems dismissive of something that actually having a big impact on me?
Yeah, so plantar fasciitis wasn't in the original question. So my original thing was, do you have plantar fasciitis? But you've got that after that, haven't you?
Yeah.
So So, look, the thing is with physios, right, and any specialist that you see, they're getting paid per session, right? So the longer they can keep you there, the better. I'm not saying that's for every person out there that does that for a business. But the longer they can keep you as a client, the more money they're going to make. So, one, if your physio is dismissive, just find another physio, right? If you're going down that route.
I'm assuming this is like an NHS referred physio.
Yeah, mate, it's anything government backed, my opinion. Fuck me, it's a load of bollocks. But I'd go private, in my opinion, if you're going to go and do so. If you're really concerned about it, you want a physio, go and book a private physio. But, by the by, most of the time now, so our app, we can work on that because it's not a difficult thing to work on. When it's plantar fasciitis, it's not something that, it's not overly a concern. So those simple things like buying the heel things on Amazon and stuff like that and doing those exercises, those all work. And there are more things that you can do. But that's like the fundamentals, basically, to that issue. And if you want to know more, just Google it. Do Do you know what I mean? Like if you need to work on an exercise that's working that issue, just Google it. There's so many things out there. But ultimately, yeah, a PT or a app at that point when it comes out, that we will be able to help you with that. But when it's something like that, which I get, it can be painful. There's not much more else you can do other than exercising that part of the body and wearing those things to aid towards a less painful experience, basically. So, yeah, but ultimately, if your physio's a prick, fuck him off. Do you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't go to somebody who was dismissive about an issue of mine and keep going back. No way. Do you know what I mean? Unless they were getting me naked, Sal, which goes on to... do you want to tell us about that experience that you had, Sally?
I've never been to a physio that's got me naked. I mean, an osteopath, yeah.
Osteopath? What happened with your osteopath, Sal, when you kept going back and paying for the session?
No, well, I really don't know what the big deal is.
Can I just say, if anybody, I'm going to refer to Friends episode again. There's an episode where Joey goes to a tailor, goes to Chandler's tailor, I think it is, and he gets his pants measured, and the tailor keeps touching him, but he thinks it's totally normal until somebody tells him otherwise. Go, Sal.
Yeah, okay, so a long, long time ago, I had an injury, back injury.
Yep.
I fell off a horse, and yeah, I went to see an osteopath. And when I got there, he said, you know, that he needed to obviously have a look at my back, etc. Fine.
Yep.
Take all your clothes off.
All of your clothes.
Well, he didn't say all of your clothes, but he basically, you know, I was like, oh, can I leave my trousers on, leave my vest on? No, pants and bra.
I need to look at your back. Take your pants off, please. Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
And like, I wasn't wearing a sports bra or anything like that. It was, as you've said, it basically was lingerie.
That's like when I do your body fat on a Friday, me going, I need to take your bicep, tricep, your back and your hip. But your pants need to come off, please, for that. Do you know what I mean? I think, I've said this to Sal, I reckon that man has got DVDs with names on them from CCTV recordings of his clients where he's just had them naked every single time.
Well, I did have to lie on the couch afterwards, after he'd looked at the back with virtually no clothes on. I would then lie on my back while he stood behind me. Like
teabagging her. Yeah. Just stay there, Sal, a second, mate. Oh, my God.
Oh, no, the thing is, I kept going back.
Right, this is an osteopath.
It's only
If
now
there's
that
any
I'm realising,
osteopaths
you know,
watching
that
this...
is- well, it came to... I think what came to light is when he retired...
You went to another one.
Off,
Yeah.
I went to another one and he didn't ask me to take all my clothes off.
Pervy old man. I've got to respect it, though. You know what I mean? He took his chance and he nailed it, you know. And got away with it. And he's definitely got some private DVD collections. One DVD on there has got Sally Baker written all over it. Tell you right now. As if, man. But if there's any osteopaths out there can confirm or deny that you would need to get naked in an osteopath session, please let us know. You know,
Yeah,
right into us.
I would like to know the
Yeah,
answer.
we'd like her to raise a lawsuit, please. Yeah, it's not normal, you know. But wow, there we go.
So anyway, I was
so we
younger
can
then,
help
naive.
you. Yes, but we can help you. That's a yes. You don't have to keep going to physio, basically.
Cool. So the next question is from the same person, and that is, how do you recover from an injury when you need to work? My boss doesn't pay me to rest. Any tips?
Fucking hell, man. So his boss doesn't pay him to rest, and he's got an injury.
Yeah.
Your job's shit, okay, and your boss sucks. So you need to get a new job, right? If you have a job where you can't be injured and rest, I have no words for that. All right, so you need to sort that out for one. I'll give you an example. So when I used to work at British Gas in the office, if anyone had an injury sustained whilst they were not whilst they were at work, but as an employee of British Gas, they'd invest in a new chair for you. You know, if there was something wrong with your eyes, they'd do different screens for you. Everything, there was something that they could work towards to try and prevent you from being off work, ultimately. But they would do that, and that used to cost a fucking bomb, man. Like, certain chairs were nearly £1,000 to accommodate people that, you know, couldn't sit certain ways or had bad this or bad that. So they would do that. So the rest part of an injury became fine whilst you're at work because you could put your leg up or you could do that because they would facilitate that for you. In any circumstance where they could get you in, they would do that. So the job sucks, man. Like, you need to be able to, if you can't rest, health should become first before anything. So if you're not able to get healthier and fitter because your job, there's something wrong with your job, mate. That's my opinion on that. You know, it's That's the only answer. You need to be able to. Do you know what he does for a living?
He's a teacher.
Don't get me started on teachers. You know, Jesus
So I guess
Christ.
on his feet all day, and I
But
suppose
it's government backed thing, innit? So you know, are they going to be able to afford to do stuff like that? Probably not. You know, is that school going to be able to accommodate that? Probably not, because of financial reasons. Is my guess. You know, because that costs a lot of money to be able to do something, depending on what the injury is. If it's rest ice, compression elevation, it's got to be like an injury to his like muscles or bone or something. Like muscles, I'm guessing, not bone, muscles. You know what I mean? Things like that. So, did you tell what the injury was?
I think it's referring back to the previous question because it was the same person. So I'm guessing.
Oh, it's the same dude. Is that the same one?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
That
So
a different slant on things.
no, not really. It's just it's you know, I don't want to play down that injury, but it's you know, it's quite a common thing to have. But again, it's like yeah. But like rest. You got to put your feet up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, you know, if school can't accommodate that, I don't know what the answer is. You know, rest whilst you can. You know, but
Yeah.
it's just yeah. Job sucks, mate. Unfortunately, that's just life. But there we go. Next question.
Okay, I love this one. My body tone is like a crazy frog. If my arms and legs are thin without fat, then why do I have a massive gut? How can I target toning my tummy?
Okay, so you can't, is the answer. Can't target your tone in your tummy, that's not a thing. Reason being, people gain weight in all areas. Most commonly is hips and belly. Men belly, women hips is the most common. It's not always the same. They always say women are like pears and men are like apples, right? In that shape. So you can't spot fat reduce, basically. You can't do that. You can't go, oh, I've got belly fat, I need to work on that. That doesn't work. It's a calorie deficit. So you calorie deficit, and then your body, individually, for everybody, will decide where it wants to lose body fat first. So in my case, I lose fat here quite quickly. Arms get quite toned a lot more quicker. But my hips, so I'm the reverse, I've got the female body. So my hips always stay big, and that's the last thing that comes off me. My
So
wife,
for
it's
this
more
person-
belly, but if she tries to cut down, and her hips never seem to grow bigger at all. So it's different for everybody. So you can't spot reduce fat with your tummy. If your arms and legs are thin and you've still got a belly, my guess is you ain't weight training. No way. And you ain't having a high protein diet. So if you don't weight train and you don't have a high protein diet, you're not going to gain much muscle. So if you've got skinny arms, legs and things like that, it's because you're not doing those things. So a lot of people come to the gym and just do cardio. That's great, no problem, that's fine. But you ain't going to gain muscle doing those things. So it's why I always say to people, if you want to lose weight, you can sit at home and lose weight and do nothing and just eat a calorie deficit, no problem, and you'll lose weight. You can eat a calorie deficit at home and have high protein diet, and you'll lose weight and you'll keep whatever muscle mass or relative amount of muscle mass that you've got. Or third option is you can come to the gym and weight train, or weight train at home, wherever you get weights from, go and weight train, be in a calorie deficit and high protein diet, and you'll not only lose body fat, but you'll also potentially put muscle on. So the third option being the best and most ideal thing if you want to get bigger arms and legs and you haven't got, they're skinny and you've got belly fat. You've got to bring your belly fat down whilst trying to build muscle. So weight training and strength training is the number one, in my opinion.
Yeah, and there's not a magic answer, as you've said, to losing your stomach. It basically is calorie deficit, and if you don't want your arms and legs to look thin,
Yes.
high protein and do some weights.
100%, mate. Like, it's just so many people have this perception that we talked about this the other day about burning fat, and they think I've got to do cardio to burn fat. But using fat as energy on a cardio when they go the fat burning zone, which is not what you think it is, and actually burning fat, as in losing fat, they're two different things. So burning fat as energy and losing fat are two different things. Losing fat is a calorie deficit. Burning fat as energy is an energy source your body will use through certain different types of exercise, but it doesn't mean you're going to lose body fat. You're just using your fat stores as energy. It's not the same thing, if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yes. So you want to lose body fat, actual body fat, calorie deficit all the time. There's no other answer. But if you keep looking at different things on the internet that are brainwashing you, you'll have about 20 different answers. But the number one answer is calorie deficit. Whether you eat Huel, whether you eat liquid egg whites, whether you do blood monitoring, it's calorie deficit all day.
And we said, didn't we, about if your goal is to lose weight at home through what you eat.
Yes.
Come to the gym to enjoy yourself, but not to lose weight, because
Yes.
the gym is there for the sort of health reasons.
It's what annoys me about some trainers and influencers, because they go, oh, you do this exercise instead of this. Fuck that. It's too complicated. You're overcomplicating what should be so easy and enjoyable. You lose weight. Take the gym out of consideration. Everything else you do in life, that's where you lose weight, because you'll burn calories throughout the day. So your calorie deficit is there. That's what it's working on. Getting those calories, eating the less calories, so you're burning that. You're burning that body fat off. You're losing the weight. The gym is just like the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
So, if you want to get aerobically fitter, you'll do cardio. If you want to get more muscular, you'll do weights. Those are the two things you're doing at the gym. You shouldn't come to the gym to lose weight. Come to the gym to have some benefit to you in that way. Gain muscle, more aerobic, those kind of things. The weight loss factor should be done at home, and what you're doing outside of it. How active are you when do you walk up the stairs or you get a lift? Do you bike to work or car? It's those individual
do you take
things.
kids to school in the car, and double park, which really annoys me.
There you go.
Or do you walk?
There you go. Do you take your dog for a walk?
Yeah.
How active are you? Like, my lifestyle's really fucking active, and that's just because of all the shit that I do. But I get it when you work in an office and things like that. It can be more sedentary, but you can still be more active when you're at home. And you can sit on your arse all day if you want, but it just brings your calories for your deficit even lower. So that's the main thing. Gym is the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Boom. Done.
Okay, we've got one final question.
Is counting calories and protein enough, or should you be counting carbs, fats, and sugars?
So we've just talked about the value of counting calories and tracking protein, haven't we? So
yes.
Counting calories, number one for weight, whether that's because you want to put weight on or whether you want to lose weight. Calories is going to be your number one way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Add in the protein, which is what you need to do in order to build muscle mass, maintain muscle, and so on. Your carbs and fats they're going to be reasonably high in calories. I can't remember, the number of grams. Well,
yeah. So fat
Maggie,
per gram is 9 calories per gram of fat. Carbs and protein is 4 calories per gram of carbs or per gram of protein. So obviously, fat foods aid towards more calories on consumption. That doesn't mean they're bad at all.
So
it just means that a higher fat content will be higher calories in your food that you're eating. That's all.
Yeah. I would, personally, for me, I wouldn't overcomplicate it by looking at those things. Look at them in terms of, are you still going to be eating within the calories that you've got? But eat what you want to eat, make it work for you and make it work for your life.
Yes.
The only other thing that we've talked about is, when you're having more carbs, then you will hold a bit more water, and that might make you feel like perhaps you look a bit bigger than you want to. So you could, if you really wanted to, you could consider trying to bring your carbs down a little bit, but ultimately I would focus on the calories and the protein first and not get too wound up about the other things.
Yeah, you see get your protein where it needs to be in your calorie. If you're losing weight, be in your calorie deficit, and then carbs and fats just whatever. But like in terms of carbs, there's a thing about dropping people's carbs. I like to have a low carb diet throughout the week just because it makes me look more leaner. And just makes me feel better in total, just in my head. But it doesn't do anything towards my weight loss. That's my calorie deficit. But like, just to give that a bit of an example, so 1 gram of carb is about 3 to 4 grams of water your body will hold. So the reason why it's holding that is called glycogen. So it's hold that glycogen stores for it to use whenever it needs to use as energy. Put the glucose around your system. That's essentially what it's doing. So it holds it as water. That's how your body will hold glycogen. As water. So every 1 gram of carb is 3 to 4 grams of water to hold glycogen stores, and then you'll use that throughout the day, whatever you're doing. So, but because of that, you'll obviously put water weight on. It's water weight. It's not normal weight. It's water weight. So you go on the scale sometimes, and you might have had a higher carb week, so you might not have lost your weight that you think you're losing, but you could be smaller around your waist and things like that. So it can confuse people, but as long as you're hitting your calorie deficit, you'll always lose your actual weight. Your body fat is what you want to be losing, which is why high protein comes into play, because if you have a high protein diet and you're doing, say, minus 400 calories a day, which is minus 3,500 a week, you should be losing a pound of body fat every week. Definitely. And it should always be body fat. That's how it should work. So, so that's all carbs are doing, is holding weight, holding water. But, the moment you have a lower carb day, you'll hold less water and you'll look more leaner and you'll weigh differently on the scales, but ultimately it's making no difference to your actual body fat loss, which is what everybody should be doing when they're looking at losing weight, is looking at body fat reduction. So yes.
Yeah, and for me, I've been sort of cutting my calories down since Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and all I've been looking at really is calories and protein. I might consider carbs if I can, but I don't lose any sleep over it. And I've been coming down 0.5 kilo a week roughly since Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't feel like I need to do anything else. I'm happy with what that's doing for me.
There we go.
Cool.
Boom.
Hopefully, yeah, that answers all of the questions for this week's muscle mailing.
Muscle mailing. Boom. You definitely need a jingle for that. I'll sing it. I'll sing the jingle. I'll do it.
Good. We'll record
I'll go
it.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
I have a voice of an angel.
Right. So the next.
Oh, hold on. Actually, before
Yeah.
we move on,
Yeah.
you have potentially your first client this week, haven't you, Sal?
Yeah. I
That's a
have.
big.
Yeah.
That's a big momentous occasion, I think.
Yeah,
This could be your first
exciting.
full-time client.
Yes.
How do you feel?
Excited and nervous.
Yes. Cool. I wanted to touch up. We talked about for all you PTs out there. We were talking about today, like how much do you charge and things
Yeah.
like that, and maybe overthinking the process of like a consultation because of that. Like, what do I charge? What do I do? This, what, you know. And ultimately, I said in like it's all about how much you value your own time, right? And I think I said to you when I do consultations, you don't mind me talking about this, right?
No.
No, this won't go out until after you've had your consultation, so won't ruin anything. But I always say when you do a consultation with a client, this is just to help you out a little bit. The consultation should be more about whether you're going to take on that client, as opposed to will they work with you? Like, are you know what I mean? Like, as opposed to the other way around. Like, can
And
they work with you?
This is
It's not the
something
wa-
that I do in my day-to-day job.
Yes.
I think it's just like it feels outside of my comfort zone because it's the first
Yes.
time I've done it in a PT environment.
Yeah. So I've always said, and like me and Ben spoke about this earlier, and it was quite a clever way of looking at it. And I've kind of done this way, but never broken it down as a figure. So I only go for high-end clients, right? That's how I worked my personal training business. I only do part-time now because of all the other stuff that I got going on. But when I did it full-time, I still do it now, but on a part-time basis, is I went for high-end clients. So people that earned quite a bit of money. And the reason why I did that, I charge £40 an hour, right? Say you replicate that. So it's £40 an hour for your session, right? Minimum wage at the minute is, what, £11.44, I think it is?
It's around there, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the new minimum
wage.
wage. If you do a 40-hour week on minimum wage, you're getting paid about 21.5k, I think. Is that right? Was that about something like that? So now minimum wage on a 40-hour week is 21,500. When I was a kid, 21.5k was like amazing. I was like, this is fucking sick. I was balling on that when I was 17, 18 or whatever it was.
My first job, I earned £10,800 a year, and I thought that was
I
great.
was buzzing, yeah, that's what I mean.
A long time ago.
Yeah, you're older than me.
As
But
we've already established.
so bear that in mind now. So I always go, so if you're charging £40 an hour, right, that's 4 times needed the minimum wage, right, that you're getting per hour. So why would you advertise your business and PT business to somebody who earns less than that? And that's no discrimination to people that do, but you got to understand that PT is a luxury for someone. If there's a world disaster, PT is the first thing to go, right? Eating food from Tesco's won't ever go. Do you know what I mean? We were talking about funeral directors. They won't ever go because there's always a guarantee that something's going to happen. Whereas a PT is not a necessity in life. It's a luxury, right? So
I think if you're inquiring, and you'll obviously know I don't have any experience in this, but if you're inquiring to get PT, you must think that you can afford it. Yeah.
Oh, no. Sometimes it's an ego thing, man. Like, oh, I've got a PT. Trust me, you'll get a lot of people that can't. And look, right. So these are scenarios.
Okay,
What will
come
happen?
on.
This is quite an interesting thing to talk about, actually. So you will get a lot of inquiries, right, from all types of people. But you've got to see it as a business. Personal training for you is a business. It's not something you just do for a crack. Do you know what I mean? It's a business. So you've got to see it as that. So yes, you could take on someone that earns a 30, 40k a year salary, no problem at all. But how long is that person going to pay you for? Do you know what I mean? Now, £40 an hour in terms of a salary is about 75k a year. I think I calculated it as on a 40-hour working week, right? So about 75k a year. So really, you should be aiming your business towards people that earn 75k a year plus. So either that matches that or above, because they won't see it as an hourly rate because people at that salary don't look at hourly rates; they just get paid. And if they're on higher money than you, that £40 an hour is less. So it's easier for them to part with that money. Where if somebody's on 20, 30k a year, that's not £40 an hour; it's a lot less. So they're not going to be able to, one, they're not going to understand that. Like, why am I paying this person more money than I earn an hour? That's the thing. And secondly, that's not going to be sustainable for that person. Do you know what I mean? If they go on holiday or Christmas comes up or something else, nowadays, it's a lot of fucking money, you know. It's not like before, you know. I could go to Florida before on my basic salary that I used to be on in 2009. I fucking couldn't do that now. It's insane price. So you have to be of affluence to do these kind of things. And Christmas and stuff like that, they're expensive times a year now. And once that, you'll lose that client, straight up lose that client. And I did that for 6 months. I was like, and it's not guaranteed money. You think, but it's a business. You should be able to look for guaranteed money. So in a way, you are discriminating because you're looking at people with a higher and more affluence, but those are the ones that are going to keep paying you. So yeah, we worked it out, and I thought it was quite interesting to work it out as an actual figure. So you should be looking at things, people that earn that 75k right now. Like 10 years ago when I started, that would have been different. Do you know what I mean? It's, you know, it's, you could charge a bit less maybe or something like that. It's a difference. But nowadays, it's like things are so expensive. PT wise is so much of a luxury now. You know, you need to get the right people.
Have you seen a difference in kind of a number of people that are inquiring for PT with the economic crisis and that sort of thing? I haven't, no. But I own a gym, so it's probably different for me because I get on the passageway to every PT consultation. So I'll get everybody's. So it's hard to say now because I didn't own a gym when I first started. Because I own the gym now, that process of booking a PT through Revival comes through me, you know. But I just pass loads on. I can't physically, haven't got the time to take on people. I only do it on a morning now. So I pass a lot on. So I don't know, but I know that the ones that I pass on, I never see in the gym. So that consultation didn't go very well. Whether that's because they didn't like the PT consult, I don't know. But or they're doing it at night.
Yeah, potentially, because I'm not there. That's a good point. But yeah, so I don't get any feedback from it. So it's hard to say. But when I used to, even the ones, like I've got a consultation tomorrow, and I've already figured out what he does for a living, so it's fine. So he's got his own business, so that's better for me because I'll listen to that person and might be able to get something out of it. But yeah, I don't ever take on anybody that I know can't sustainably afford it, because again as well, it's not always just about that. But if they do bail, then the whole fitness journey is game over, and so you want someone to keep with you for a long time, because then you'll get the best results out of you. You know, like I've trained both of you now for what, 14, 15 months, something like that. You know, there's not many people that can. All of my clients that I have now, I've had for years now, at least a year plus. There's not many I've just had for a bit. So there's not many that will do that, or there's a very smaller bracket that will do that. You know.
Did he ask you what you did for a living when you went for your consultation? Can you remember?
100% I would have. 100%. Because I said to you, so what I do.
Because normally, is what Ben doesn't really say that he runs a business. He'd normally say, wouldn't you?
I've got the notes on my phone. I'll have it in there.
He'll dumb down what he does, so he would. So I'll be interested to see.
You definitely told me, because I wouldn't have chosen you. I say, what do you do for a living? And I'm not. And because the way I pose the question is that I'm asking to see how active you are, but I'm not. I just want to know what you do for a living, see if you can afford me. That's all I'm doing. So I'll go, what do you do for a living? I run my own business. If you say that, that's a win-win. I'll go, cool, right, let's go. You might not earn fuck all on your business, but it's a good start to the conversation. I'm a director of this. I'm a doctor. I do this.
Takes up the time as well, don't you?
Perfect. If they run their own business, it's more flexible. Do you know what I'm saying? Most of the time.
Yeah.
And I also filter them out by if somebody messages me and says, I'm interested in PT, can you tell me your prices? I never send prices over email.
Yeah, and we've talked about that. Never give the price via email, because you get no there's no feedback loop.
No, it's pointless.
If that person isn't happy with the price, they've just gone, and what are you going to do then? Try and chase them up a million times? You've lost that person.
100%. I never chase that. Never chase the money. Fuck that. But like,
well, there's no need, is there? Because if they don't come back to you, pretty much know that's it. But if you have the conversation and they've said, how much is it for 4 sessions a week, and you say it's X, and they say, oh, that's a little bit more than I was thinking, we'll have
Yeah.
like 3 sessions.
Yeah,
and
that's what I
probably
mean.
would do that negotiation.
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
potentially. But the thing is, they can use it as bargaining power. It's like eBay then, basically. Fuck that. So it's like what you want to do. So the way I figured this out is, well, I'll go, if someone asks me, oh, how much does you cost? I'll go, oh, you best off coming for a consultation, mate. Let me know when your availability is. And then they'll send me their availability. Now, if that's afternoons, after 5 o'clock, I ain't having the consultation. I'm like, sorry, mate, can't do it. I'll pass you on to somebody else. Because that's not going to be someone that I want to train. Do you know what I mean? If you're stuck in a 9 to 5, there's no way I can train you. No matter how much you earn, it's just not going to. I'm not going to do that. The last thing you want to do is meet someone after a 9 to 5 shift and tell them to do legs and not eat great food. Fuck
And
that.
my consultation is 7 p.m. on Friday night.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
See. Yeah, you might want to bail out of that, mate. Do it for experience. See what it's like. 7 p.m.
Yeah, but that also, I am seeing somebody beforehand at 5:45, so I'm just doing it afterwards.
So is 7 p.m. your choice or hers?
Well, I suggested I could do 7 p.m. because I knew I was going to
Okay.
be there.
So she
I
might be
know that
available.
I know that she works, this person works full time and can't come in the day. I already know that.
Yeah, you fuck, mate. I'm glad I gave you that one. Might be wrong.
Thank you so much.
Might be wrong. Yeah. So
okay.
so that's just. I thought that might be an interesting thing to pick up. If there's any PTs out there that are looking to build a little bit of a brand and a bit more of a busier PT clientele, sort of better clientele,
Yeah, cool.
try those things.
Cool.
Done.
Cool. What time are we on?
50 minutes almost.
Shit. Wow.
Right. We're
New
gonna go
segment.
into our new segment.
The protein review. We're already doing a cheat day review, which is coming out soon. Which is, would you break your diet for this food? That's basically what that is, and we review said food. We're now going to do the protein review, where
This-
we find.
Yeah.
Go on.
I was going to say follows on nicely from what we were talking about earlier in terms of
Products.
the amount of protein products
There
out
is.
there.
So we have the protein review. We need a jingle for this as well. The protein review. Doo.
Sounds very much like the muscle mailing. Have you got any other options?
That's it, mate. That's as far as my talent goes. So what we've done is we've got. Let's go. We have got Marks and Spencer's. Marks and Spencer's has brought out
I
protein.
think it is Marks and Spencer.
Is it? It's not Marks
Yeah.
and Spencer's.
No.
Is it just no S?
People say. In fact, they are just M&S now. They have done a full rebrand just to M&S.
They got rid of their
But
name.
old people like us
Marks and Spencer.
still say
that's
Marks and Spencer.
M&S has brought out their own protein milkshakes. So today we're going to try them. Trying protein products so you don't have to.
Yeah.
Weeding out the shit.
So you don't have to.
What was the? It was pointless. Yeah.
Just
Finding the good.
stuff.
We'll work on that.
Yeah,
so
we'll come up with a better strapline.
so
for
we
it.
have protein milkshakes. They come in 4 flavours from M&S. We have salty caramel. Let me get this out of the way.
We've got vanilla.
Vanilla. We've got chocolate. And we've got short. Now I've already tried the chocolate.
Have you?
I didn't like it. No.
Oh, see, that was the one I was looking forward to because I absolutely love a grenade fudge brownie.
Yeah, that's your
And if it's
expectations are
not
far
like
too high.
that, then
Grenade.
I don't want to drink
Yeah,
it.
no. Grenade chocolate protein milkshake in the bottle is one of the best
Things you'll never
tasting.
drink, period.
Yeah, it's like normal milk.
Protein or not, it's
Yeah,
just
it's like a
great
normal
drink.
milkshake. Yeah, it's great, but it's lovely. So yeah, if your expectations are, get 'em over, mate, because it ain't that. It ain't.
Okay.
Now, just before we taste, we'll go through, run down the macros and calories. 139. Hang on, is it per 235 mil? Yeah. So the whole pack or tin or cardboard tin, whatever the fuck that is 139 calories with 20.7 grams of protein, 13 grams of carbs, and 0.2 fat. So it's actually quite good on macros. You're getting your 20 grams, and there's only 139 calories. That's banging. To be fair.
143 for the chocolate.
Oh, they all
They're
different.
slightly different, but only like this one, the vanilla's 141.
So we're saying average about 140, right?
Same
So you,
protein.
yeah, so you're getting about 140 calories per tub with 20 grams of protein. That's decent, man. That's not bad. So macro wise, it's fucking banging. To be fair, I'm all over that. Taste test time.
Yeah.
Go for the chocolate because I've tried the chocolate, so I ain't got to try that.
So you're not trying it.
No, but whatever we open, I am going to demolish. Just FYI, because I want the
Okay.
protein. So
Yeah, and the interesting packaging though, isn't it? Which I just
Cardboard?
wanna- because it is like cardboard.
It's very M&S, isn't it?
very MS.
Yeah.
It's like a tin. It looks like a tin, but it's cardboard.
They don't actually say anything about it, I don't think.
Sustainable.
On the
Are you saying
packaging.
it's recyclable? It's great. So that it is cool, but
Someone else
yeah.
interested.
So yeah,
Go for chocolate, mate. Go for it. I'm going to open strawberry.
Someone else is keen.
I'm going to go for strawberry. Should we We should have shook it, shouldn't
I did give it a little shake.
Shit.
We need our art director / cameraman / producer to put a little table here. Would be handy.
We could have a table for next time, please, producer.
Right, okay, so chocolate.
Go for it. What do you think?
Look, Maggie.
Microphone's gone.
Someone wants to show you.
Absolutely rank.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah,
It ain't great.
it's not good.
It ain't great. The flavour, it's like a fake chocolate taste. It's not nice.
It's not nice.
It's like a basic chocolate. If you ever brought a protein powder and it's got that basic, like a My Protein chocolate flavour, it's like that. It's like that kind of jazz. We can't eat this, mate. So yeah,
Come on.
not great. Yeah.
No, awful. Wouldn't bother. Don't waste your money. Now I had the grenade strawberries and cream today,
It's all right.
so
That's got like a weird aftertaste.
it's a bit bland.
When
That's
it
what
when
I'm
it
saying
first
about
goes
that.
in,
Bland.
it tastes quite strawberry-ish, but then it goes a bit. Got a weird coating on my tongue.
I hope one of these is going to be good.
This salted caramel's gonna be dog shit. I can tell you right now. I know for a
I
fact.
don't mind that strawberry.
It's all right. It's better than the chocolate. God, no. It's not good, you know. I mean, I'm going to have it because I want my protein, but
No, couldn't drink it.
swap it.
Vanilla.
Salted
is a no.
caramel.
The vanilla is a no from me.
So you couldn't physically drink that at all?
No. Oh, what I'm saying is,
Is he eating my thing?
I wouldn't waste 200 calories on it. No, 150 calories. 140.
See, when it comes to protein, I'm not that fussed about what it tastes like. I'll just have it anyway, sack it. But I'd definitely rather...
No.
See, the good thing is the grenade's got more calories in. I'm sure there's 200 and something calories in a grenade.
They're about 200 calories, maybe 230,
Yes.
maybe 210,
Yeah.
something like that. But there is slightly more, 23 grams of protein.
So I'm going to give it some high scores just because it's got really... Do you want to try this vanilla? Just because it's got a really good macro content. So the
You're doing that,
calories...
aren't you?
I'll damn them all. I'm going to give it a better score. If it was just flavour, it would have a dog shit score. It's terrible. But because it's quite lean, it's quite good. Like 136 calories in this one. Even though it doesn't taste great, that's fucking good, man. That is good. That's like a fucking one of those Clearway shakes, almost. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's quite low in calories. So if you are after something which is not going to increase your calories too much, and you are getting 20 grams plus protein, it's good. But flavour-wise,
See,
dog
I
shit.
have at home, I generally have the My Protein, salted caramel, whey protein with water.
Oh, it's weird. I'm not going
And
to say what it
that's
tastes like.
100 calories.
God.
103 calories and maybe 22 grams of protein.
Better.
And it is way better than that.
Oh, so there is better options there.
100%.
I don't think you can compare these to powdered drinks because there's a reason these are on the market. These are grab and go
Yeah.
proteins.
Get a grenade. That's what I'd
Yeah,
say.
but there aren't nearly double the calories. Well, not double, but like there is nearly another 100 calories in a grenade. It's still not a lot, but I'm just saying, just playing devil's advocate. There is a benefit to these.
Yeah, so I think we're just approaching it differently. So you're saying on the basis of the macro breakdown, doesn't taste great, but you're willing to put up with it.
Yes.
Whereas for me, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, basically, so if this was the same amount of calories as a grenade tray, it would go in the bin now. I'd be like, that's a 2 out of 10. But because it's not, I'm giving it a 6.2.
Stick them in a
Oh,
flavour order.
Chocolate.
from best to worst.
Give me that chocolate one again.
I'd probably put the strawberry as the best.
It's like someone's put water and cocoa together and just left it.
Because I think the strawberry one is okay, it's just bland. So that one
Strawberry's
would
the
be
best.
the best for me.
Salted caramel second, vanilla chocolate.
That's what I'd say.
Yes. So if you're going to get one, go strawberry. That chocolate one's terrible. I'm still going to get...
That's our flavour order.
Yeah. If you can see that. That is our flavour order. Strawberry. It does leave a weird aftertaste. I've just burped in the microphone. Sorry, guys. It does leave a weird aftertaste. But I'm still okay because it's got low calories. I kind of expect it to be a bit shit when the calories are low, because that means there's nothing in it. So it's like there's no, it's very, very little on the additives, I'm guessing, because it tastes like that, But 6.2 out of 10.
Okay. So my mark out of 10
Go for
will
it.
be a solid 3.8.
3.8 is a low mark. Wow. We're full on that one. That's okay.
That's not the main one, is it?
No, we're good.
It's a shame though, because I wanted to, because those are good for the this or that.
But then
That can
turn that now to me, that one. Sorry, turn that one now to Sal. Is that better?
Well, no, because I wanted to flip between the two of us on this one for the snippets.
Oh, we'll just use the main
fine.
camera. We'll just
Yeah,
main
she'll
camera.
just have to do that.
So yeah, so I think worth it if you want a low calorie drink. Sal's saying sack that, get a grenade. So make your own decisions in life.
Or just make
But-
your own at home for lower
Yeah,
calories.
you can do. Yeah.
If you
but yeah,
absolutely had to, get the strawberry.
Yeah, if you're gonna get one and you think,
Maggie.
you know what, that's the amount of calories I need from a protein drink, go strawberry all day. But I am gonna have them all in a second. I want the protein. So yeah, done. There we go, mate.
Cool, right, finish. Thanks for listening. If you've made it to the end of this podcast,
Yes.
well done.
Well done, mate.
Well done, guys. Don't forget to send us your questions for the muscle mailing, which you can do via DM to any of our socials. And as you'll see today, we will keep them anonymous. Like and subscribe.
Do it. Follow us on all channels.
And tell your friends.
Yeah, tell them all, mate. If you ain't got no friends, just go and find people. Tell them.
Yeah, tell them how
Tell 'em
good
all.
it is.
Yeah. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell strangers, tell randomers. Do it.
And we will see you next time on the It's Your Revival podcast.